came in, they lit the place up with water, a lot of white smoke.
Looked like our backyard was on fire. Like the whole house was engulfed in a plume of smoke.
Almost 4 years and we've never had a fire issue.
The closer we get down to the houses, there's lighter fuels, which burn not quite as hot, but much quicker.
Gratitude being felt here this morning in North Ogden, scene of the Willard Peak Fire. Good morning once again, everyone. I'm Kelly Chapman alongside John Franke. We've been here for several hours. It is very active once again, not so much in active flames, but activity in the sense of fire crews. We've got helicopters, ground crews, fire trucks, air tankers, all here on scene, continuing to monitor hot spots this morning.
Yeah, we've seen several fire trucks reloading their tanks full of water. Crews from Moab, Juab County, Murray City, all over northern Utah, pitching in to lend a helping hand to fight these flames here that came so dangerously close to these homes, Kelly.
Let's take you back to when it all began. Yesterday afternoon at 2:20, a vehicle caught on fire, which quickly spread to the dry brush. The winds were not cooperating yesterday for the fight of a fire, initially burning up the mountainside. When the wind shifted, those flames quickly came down the mountain dangerously close to homes. And when we say dangerously close, we're talking about homeowners standing outside in their backyard, front yard, with water hoses trying to do what they can, while firefighters were there literally fighting flames on people's property line right up to their fence line. We're talking 10, 15 feet in some cases.
And let's hear from firefighters who spoke to us last night about why this fire was such a challenge, because those winds, when they turned, that really changed the game in this fire.
Keep crews on scene. We've called in a lot of resources to help us. The winds aren't in our favor because we're not able to do air operations. We have to be super careful. So we have hand crews that are working on the fire as safely as possible, but as aggressively as possible.
But again, we're seeing those air crews out here today because we're not feeling those winds right now. Kelly, we've seen that helicopter with the water drops several times just in the past half an hour alone.
Yeah, this is what we know and want to pass along to you. The evacuation order is still in place. It has been upgraded, extended until 5 o'clock this evening. The zone is east of 1050 East and north of 2800 North. That is the no entry zone. Also, 150 residents are still evacuated this morning. As of now, we have had no reports of any injuries and no property damage.
And again, this fire's burned about 750 acres. So Dan and Katya, it might look deceiving right now. We don't see a lot of flames up there on the mountainside, but we are seeing a lot of activity from firefighters. And again, it's one of those things where there may be hot spots, there might be a change of the wind. So they want this area clear so they can have room to do their job which is so vital and really has saved this neighborhood because they did such a great job yesterday.
And keep in mind, this is some very low-lying dry brush the fire is burning in, so may not be visible to the eye, but one ember that's picked up and moves to another area can ignite a whole new fire in a whole different zone of this mountainside, Dan and Katya. That is why firefighters are using extreme caution throughout today, and with the threat of thunderstorms as well. That can add an extra element to elevate the situation.
Yeah, and while that scrub oak looks green right now, it is very, very dry. So it looks like that's where it's burning right now. So we also saw the helicopter dropping some water on there. Do we know if they're going to be able to fight this by air throughout the day here? Because that is such a big factor in mitigating some of these flare-ups.
That all depends on the wind. So right now, as long as the wind stays like this, it's very calm, very slight breeze. You can hardly feel it at all. So if these conditions stay like this, yes, they can still attack that from the air. We've seen that same helicopter make a couple of rounds going in to refill and drop the water. So again, it's just Mother Nature. If she cooperates, keeps the conditions like this, they can keep doing that from the air.
And I've really been quite impressed and surprised by some of the resources we have seen here. Murray Fire Department, Moab Fire Department, Layton. What else have you seen, John?
I saw Juab County up here as well. It seems like everyone, when they get this red alert, so to speak, they are here to help their neighbors, and that's what we've seen here with this fire.
Uniting to keep this neighborhood safe, and they've done a phenomenal job so far. There is an American Red Cross shelter set up for anybody needing needing it, whether it's a place to rest and relax and air conditioning, whether you need a drink or some food, or the best source of information. They have it at this resource center.
And our Tina Giuliano is there right now. She's been speaking with volunteers and evacuees this morning. Tina, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I've been watching that fire just continue to go up there with that smoke. With all of this information behind me, it's actually been really interesting to hear what the volunteers have had to say. And now I've also been talking to evacuees. About 150 evacuees are still, homes have been evacuated, rather. Evacuations still remain in place. And I have one of those here now. Eamon, this is Eamon. Eamon, how long have you been here? When did you first arrive at the shelter?
Last night. Around like 10 or 9.
And so how did that make you feel? What was your first thought when you had to just come over and evacuate your home?
It was very stressful. Just power's off. I have to grab everything that's important, clear out my car, take it here. Dog's kind of unfamiliar with everything, but she's been doing good.
Absolutely. And so, how are you feeling now that it's been overnight? We still are dealing with the fire. What are your thoughts this morning?
A little bit better than last night, because like last night you can see the fire and you don't know how fast it's going to go, or how what directions it's actually going to go without the expertise to know it.
Absolutely. And, throughout today, there's still information here. How grateful are you to have the Red Cross here? How has that been a resource for you?
That has been very nice. It was either this or a hotel room, and, that costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah. How many other families were in there with you?
There actually weren't many. There were one or two. And I was in the auditorium. They were in the another room with the couch. And it was not very crowded.
Yeah, well, that's good to still have your space, but also having this resource here and having the Red Cross here. What was the overall vibe? Was there a hopeful vibe at some point?
Yeah, it was very nice. The people inside were very helpful. I got updates from my neighbors while I was at work about what was going on and if the evacuation order was extending.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, when we talk about, having the community come out in full force, what's next for you?
Well, it's mainly just keeping an eye on the dog and making sure that I get to work on time today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Eamon. And we're going to give everybody updates on the air and online right here at Fox 13. I'm sending it back to you guys in the studio.